It's time to blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
And boom. What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome back, goddammit, to another edition of Tell Me a Joke, the guy chasing the dream. I'm your host, the Maniacal, Menace. Said the whole thing like a pimp named Slickback. And today, goddammit, we have another poet on side of me. I'm glad you got to come out here on this beautiful day at the post up on top of the post in Houston. Man, put y'all hands together for True. Here we go. There it is.
Yes.
Got the claps. How you been?
I've been good. I'm
That's
so
good.
excited to be here.
Yeah.
This is like my official first podcast interview ever. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. That's good. Like, you're not nervous or nothing, are you?
No.
Okay, good. How long have you been getting on stage?
Getting on stage?
Yeah.
I started in September at 1. It was my first time.
Yo, baby, to the stage.
Yeah, I'm a freshman.
Oh, come on.
Freshman.
See, the thing is, whenever I talk to somebody that's from, you from Texas? Mm-hmm. Born and raised?
Born and raised,
right.
Houston.
Anytime I talk to somebody that's from Texas, especially when it comes into the women's department, y'all do not play. Okay? It was like, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm going to do. You come out the gate with some heavy hitters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, y'all have so much passion and so much control when it comes to the stage. I swear you've been doing it for more than just however long you said you have been doing it for.
Right.
And, like, that is very inspirational for me and for other motherfuckers that are watching as well.
Thank
just
you.
because, like, what is your inspiration to write?
Several different things. I would say, firstly, I was chosen to do this. Like, it's not something I can shake.
Yeah.
Like, if I go too long without writing or doing poetry or being creative, like, I just don't feel like myself. So it chose me.
Right.
But I would say my inspiration is life.
Yeah.
Like, I was just recently talking with one of my close friends, Cloud. You know, he's been everywhere doing everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are you, man? You living the dream.
Right.
And he's like, man, poetry is just taking over everything right now. And I'm like, bro, when's the last time you've gone hiking? When's the last time you've gone out to dance? When's the last time you've gone on a date? When's the last time you've lived? If you're going to be a creator, if art is an imitation of life, we have to live.
Definitely. That's what I try to preach as well. It's like, man, you can't. How you gonna come up with something? It's nice that it's good. That you have an imagination that you just come up with something out the ass. But sometimes it takes more than imagination to actually be creative.
Exactly.
You actually need to get out there and live, taking an experience so you can go ahead and expound on that experience and be creative. Like, make something out of nothing, but also go out there, release some of that energy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have a friend, me and my partner, we every week, like, we finally got back into it because I could finally start smoking again. So we finally got back into it. Every week we go out to the woods, the forest, and we roll a blunt and we go out there and we release our problems. We talk about the book.
Awesome.
Oh, it feels so good. Like, the next day, like, it feels just like a positive day. Even though you got bullshit to deal with, like, the positivity, because it seems like all of the negative energy we got to release out into the atmosphere. And it's like, and ever since I've been doing that, it has made me a better person. Like, it feels good to be able to just go out into nature and just decompress.
Because even though the trees and everything can't talk, they're taking in what you're saying. They're taking the energy off of you for sure.
They definitely feel that way. That I do like that aspect of Texas, to be able to just go outside and even though, depending on the weather or whatnot, go outside and just live, feel free. Because this right here is nice. Like, I appreciate that this was a place that I can come do this at, because when I first started this, I didn't know where I was gonna go, what place I was gonna be comfortable at. Like, this has shade to where it's like, it's not and the sun isn't too overbearing over us. Like I don't have to worry about certain shit, and then it also feels good outside.
Perfect weather.
Yeah.
Butterflies flying by.
Yeah.
I'm talking about it's perfect out here.
Good energy as well. You know, you don't have to really be bothered by too much, which is nice. Oh, this is fun. I always ask people this: Where's your favorite place to write?
Ooh, honestly, I don't know why, but my room is just my sanctuary.
Oh, I thought it was about to be a 3 for 3. Like the last few people I've said, they was like, "Oh, I like to write in my car," and this is like,
I've tried.
Oh no, you can't do it.
I can't. Like I don't know what it is, but because I wake up. Sometimes I get woken up out of my sleep to write stuff. So 2, 3 in the mornings. Between 12 and 3 is normally when I write most of my pieces. So I'm not in the car at 12 to 3 in the morning. So yeah, it's my room.
Are you pen to paper, or you prefer typing it out?
It depends.
Yeah.
Honestly, it depends. If I can pick up a paper faster, I'll write it out and then I'll scratch some stuff out. But mainly, I do use my phone.
Yeah, I can't do anything else. I've tried to write things down on notepads or like on little flashcards and shit. And little index cards, and I'm like, what am I doing?
Spacey, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, I can't. This isn't me. Like, I've tried to do that with jokes and everything, and it didn't. The jokes, they didn't stick with me. Most people say if you write something down, boom, it helps with the memory and all that. And I'm like, I wrote it down. Like, I don't. It confuses me more in my head now that I've done all this extra homework,
right?
And I don't give a fuck for homework.
And it kind of feels like my brain is moving faster than my hands can write sometimes. So I'm like, let me just type it out.
Right. I prefer to do it this way. How do you work on memory? How's your memory?
Honestly, I just rehearse. So I'll get the first stanza.
Yeah.
And as soon as I get that remembered, I'll go back, get the second stanza. As soon as I have those 2 memorized, I go back, get the third. So I'm just, I guess, old school with it. Listening to it can sometimes help. Yeah. But rehearsing it from top to bottom, and also like, I don't know if you've seen me perform, but I'm very theatrical.
Yes, you are.
So certain body movements, the muscle memory helps me remember my next line.
Muscle memory is definitely a big thing. I love the fact that muscle memory is a thing, because being a cheerleader, I used to be a cheerleader, so that was. Like, I've always wondered, I'm like, man, how do people, like, learn motions and dance steps and shit?
Yeah.
And, muscle memory. So, from being a cheerleader and learning that motions and whatnot, having the muscle memory, I applied that to actually learning, because I hate reading, but I can read my own shit. I don't mind reading my own shit. So to be able to have it memorized, because I know my memorization for something that I don't care about is not gonna be there. I can't remember shit that I don't. If I'm not worried about it, I don't care about it, and it's not gonna stick.
I understand.
But with the things that I write, I care about it. So to be able to remember it, I used to do exercise as I would try to recite it.
Wow.
Yeah. So like actually muscle memory. You know how most of the times whenever you speak with your hands and such, and that's usually a form of your muscle memory to go ahead and be like, okay, this comes here. This is usually what I do when I say this. So I would do curls as I recited the poem.
That's interesting.
Yeah, just to see if they coincide with each other. Like as I'm also working out, I'm also trying to recite as well. So building muscle while working on muscle memory type of, I don't know. I mean, it worked pretty well.
Yeah. Obviously.
I was able to pick things up pretty quick. But also, it's also the fact that now I have to think about, do I want to work out while I'm doing this?
But wait. You being a cheerleader, just like I'm picturing you doing backflips. So you was doing backflips, somersaults, you was catching people.
Yeah, that's me.
Anybody ever hit the floor on your watch?
Yes, not on my watch. Not on my watch. I was always aware, but I have seen people I've hit the floor myself a few times. Yeah, cheerleading was.
It's rough.
Yeah, it was. It made me a different person, just because, like, I wanted to do football. I wanted to do football and all that. I wanted to do all the manly sports that you're supposed to do as a kid growing up in school. Yeah. Nobody tells you that it's okay to be a cheerleader until you become a cheerleader, and it's like, I could beat up half of y'all if y'all talk about me. So, it made me feel like, okay, as long as I'm good at this don't matter what I am. You know, I can be whatever as long as I'm really good at what I'm doing. People ain't gonna say shit, and I've learned that from then on because like I was really good as a cheerleader. I'm like, man, if I'm gonna get into this. In the beginning, I was like, these motions are real soft looking. I don't want to do that. Can I just come for y'all and tumble? Because we ain't got no gymnastics team. So I'm like, I just want to flip. It was like, yeah, you can flip. But then, you know, they didn't tell me that eventually it was going to slide me into having to do the motions and stuff. So, you know, I get in there and I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. Then I get into doing the motions and everything. And I'm like, oh, well, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it.
Go all the way.
Yeah. And so, like, I was really good. Like, so it got me all the way to college. I had a scholarship for it.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, it was different because other guys that get into it, they're like, I just want to throw the girls up in the air because I'm strong.
Creeps.
I'm like, but also there's this aspect of it too. You got to do this, and it's like, man, you got to teach me. My arms ain't never tight. My wrist is always loose. I'm like, see, you can't have that. That's not gonna work. We're gonna look stupid. Like, I'm small, so y'all gotta go ahead and compensate for me being small, and I'm gonna be on point. So come on, let's work this out. And yeah, I didn't have a scholarship for long because I was the only black person on the team. And yeah, it was an all-white team, and it was because I was so good. The only reason I made it. Like I had other friends that actually were good as me. But they was like, we can't have all these black people. We can't.
They said that.
They didn't say it.
But you knew.
But yeah, you understood what it is. Because like, I knew somebody, the people that I had come try out with me, I was like, I know these motherfuckers good and better than half of these people that are out here. But, you know, this y'all team. So I made the team and I was off the team before that Sunday was over. So I was on the team for like a good week and 3 days. And they fired me on a day that I was not there. Yeah, they had a vote and everything. They was like, yeah, you're a hazard to the team. I'm like, I'm a hazard? What? Okay, I guess.
We know what it was.
We know exactly what it was.
This right there.
Got a picture of them. I think they might have cropped me out of this picture, but it's I don't know. I'm just saying shit because I'm spiteful. But also, I got a picture where it's the whole cheerleading team. And like it looked like just a sea of salt and one little pepper speck right there. And that's me right there in the front. The only one. People was looking and it's like, how you made the team? Like I mean, I was just really good.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. But nobody else though.
Oh well. Life went on. You did bigger and better things.
Yeah, I did. I do enjoy the fruits of my labor. But that, you know, those are those lessons that build to what you becoming later in life. You know, you're a parent, right?
Yes.
How are you dealing with parenting and also chasing a dream?
It's not that easy, but one thing I can say is they are also an inspiration for me because they all have different talents and gifts.
Yeah.
And I never want them to fall into the 9 to 5. I want them to always be able to say, my mom, she worked, she took care of us, but she went after what she loved. She went after her passion. So if she can do it, I can do it too.
Right.
Fun fact, my poetry name is actually my youngest daughter's actual name, True.
Oh.
And I know that she's into singing and theatrical stuff and everything. So I'm like spiritually guiding her into a legacy of her own and you know, hopefully I make a space for her to be able to do this without having to work so hard or work from the way up, use my nepotism to help her nepotism.
Yeah. Come on now, boom.
Come on, words.
Throwing it out there.
Come on, vocabulary.
I was like, oh shit, I can't even spell nepotism. Okay.
But yeah, my oldest son, he's more so like leadership. Like he's all about money. He's a businessman. He always coming up with ideas. I can do this. I'm like, you can do anything.
Yeah.
My son in the middle, he's a little weird. So I have no clue what he's gonna do. Just praying for him.
That's me. I was a strange one. It's
yeah.
like, why you act like
what's your sign?
Pisces.
Pisces. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's an Aquarius. They're weird.
Yeah.
They're
that
weird.
Water sign. Yeah, you flow with things, man. You just gotta flow with the earth.
Good.
Yeah, I do. I was one of those kids where, you know, I came up with my own ideas. I was always to myself. I was punished a lot though, so that was one of the reasons I was always to myself. I had friends, but my friends, we fit in the category of like, oh, y'all ain't never gonna be popular, but also you can be of the status of like, you'll always be here in middle class. You'll never be a lower class person because you're
too interesting.
Right, you're too interesting, but you'll never be here because you're also weird. You're not the jock type. So you're right here in the middle. You're not gonna be these folks, and you're not gonna be these folks, but you're gonna be these folks. And it's like, oh, okay, I don't mind being that. And that thought process was like, that had me feeling like, oh, I'm better than y'all because nigga, I'm creative, and you just doing what somebody's telling you to do. So it's like,
that group thing.
Yeah.
I looked like the popular girls.
Yeah.
But when I sat at the table with them and saw what they were talking about, I'm like, all y'all do is talk about what people are wearing, what people are doing, and this. I'm like, that's not my type of thing. I don't want to talk about life. I want to talk about feelings. I want to talk about what's really going on the inside. So I hung with the weird people, or when I was, the girls didn't like me, but the popular guys, the football players, I make them talk about their feelings. I was their therapist. Like, we would be on the phone chopping it up about their girlfriends. Like, I was always into the emotions and minds of people, how people's mind worked. That always interested me.
That's like, I would, and I have like a Mean Girls effect going on in my head. I would just assume that you would be part of the popular crowd, just for looks wise. That's the route you took, was the popular. But I wouldn't assume that you would be part of the crowd. Is like, nah, I want to know about you, instead of like, man, her shoes dirty. Why she always coming to, like, I thought that would be your side. No,
I'm the kindest soul. I'm the type, because I do feel like pretty privilege is real.
Yes,
I do know that it is real. But I am also aware of the fact that you can use that power for good. If I go into the room, I understand that I have an effect on this room because of how I look, and also I have a responsibility for I wouldn't say the morality, but the esteem of all of the other women in this room. Because your affirmation means something, but you could be after her because you want something from her, right? But if I go into this room and I tell this girl who may feel inferior because I walked in the room, you're beautiful, I love your hair, wow, where'd you get those shoes? Oh my goodness. It neutralizes the situation. I'm not a mean girl. We're all here together. So I take that pretty privilege thing and I shove it somewhere else. Like, we're all women, we're all beautiful.
That is comforting to know.
Oh yeah.
Getting older, like, to know that women think that way. In my head, that would have been very helpful to hear. Because at that time, getting older, you're not knowing what direction you're gonna take or how you're perceived by other people. Right. Knowing that. If I continue to be this person, I'm never going to find what I want to find.
True.
And so, hearing that, it's like, okay, so not everybody's not saying that it's a bad person, but not everybody, they have more genuine people in the world than you would assume.
Right.
Because, me getting older, I've ran into several people like you. It's like, you wouldn't expect them to have the type of intellect that they have just because you're basing things on just looks and appearance. And it's like, once you actually get to know that person, it's like, oh, you're more of an intellectual nerd like I am. And it's like, oh, this is good. Now I don't have to feel as intimidated.
Right.
Because I feel as if you're here and I'm here.
Right.
So that is very helpful, because that was one of the reasons why I do write, is because I couldn't talk to other people. Like, I was very shy. Now it's crazy because I'm a comic and I entertain on stage for a living. But when people see me, they're like, I'm one of those people that I prefer to be in the corner and not be seen. I won't watch everything else. So to be able to just observe from the corner, that's me. Like, because I understand what it feels like for rejection and for people not to like you because you're different. So I've never had that thought process to where I could just come out and be like, hey, I'm normal like everybody else. I just want to get to know people. So to say that you have that. You have that in your heart to where it's just like, nah, you good. Come on.
Yeah,
let's have this conversation.
Exactly. and if you see me in action, I'm always moving around. I'm
Yeah.
always speaking. I'm always hugging everybody. I'm always, out and out. Being on stage was something I had to get used to because I used to just write in my room.
Yeah.
Boy broke my heart, wrote it out, put it on Facebook. That was me. But actually getting up and getting it out of me, I'm like, why not? It wouldn't hurt.
Yeah.
And the way people received it in that interaction from the crowd, just it was nothing like that. I was addicted from that point.
Yes, that addiction that you can't kick.
Man.
The addiction that you can't kick and you don't want to kick.
Man.
Once you feel it, like, cause I tell people, like, I'm like, yeah, man, you until you get on stage, you just be like, man, I can't do that. Yeah, we all have that feeling that we can't do it until we do
Exactly.
it, and then it's like, oh, that felt amazing. Be like, yeah, that's why we continue to do it. Like, you'll say that you can't do it until you wind up doing it, and the feeling that you will get, that's that heroin right there that you're gonna always come back for it.
Man.
Yeah.
It's nothing like it.
Yeah.
But then if it ain't for you though,
please
don't keep getting up there on stage.
Do not, because that'll break you down from the inside out.
Please.
Yeah, that.
Read your diary on YouTube. We don't want to hear the diaries all the
Yeah,
time.
because you don't want to get that feedback from an actual audience.
Ooh wee.
I do like. Where are your favorite places to perform at out in the city?
I've been to a few spots. I would say I love the lounge.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like it's more of our people there.
Yeah, Poetry Lounge, shout out.
Poetry
Sundays.
Lounge, come on, Sundays, 7:00, be there. 7, all y'all.
Shout out.
I love it. I love the energy. I love the way he pushes you. Like, okay, it's your first time you got your phone. It will be more effective if you don't have your phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've grown so much there because the crowd, either they love you or they hate you. They not gonna bullshit you.
That's like poetry class right there.
Yes.
That's actual class, because he puts you in a position to where it's like, yeah, you gotta be able to get up. But also, you ain't gonna
hold that phone forever.
You ain't gonna have that phone. You got that bottle right now, but we're gonna take the nook out your mouth. And you get in front of peers, like-minded peers that are just like you. Like, y'all, like, it is intimidating. Like, the first time I went there, like, because from the areas that I come from, it's more of a mixed crowd. You got a lot of pale face around there. So you comfortable. You ain't gotta worry about, I know if I fuck up, I know what niggas can say, that'll get me down.
Yeah.
White folks can't do that.
Exactly.
When I come to areas like that, I'm like, oh, I gotta bring my A game here.
The best of the
Oh
best.
shit. Okay.
The
I
best
feel
of
what's
the
going on.
best is here.
I see what's happening. I see what's gonna go down. Let me give these people, because these my people here. Let me give these people some good shit so they can remember me and I can feel good about when I get off the stage, because I am nervous as shit.
I love it.
What do you do when before you get on stage and you nervous?
On the ride home, I tell myself so many affirmations.
Yeah.
I listen to music. I go over my performances over and over and over. And then right when I get on stage, I'm just like, God, use me.
Yeah.
Have your way.
Yeah.
You chose me to be here. Have your way. And
Right.
even if I feel like I don't remember something, it just comes to me. That's why I always take a second before I hit that mic.
It's so powerful
Lord,
when you get
use
on
me.
stage. Oh my
Yeah.
It
Like he's always with me.
Like your presence, like a lot of y'all have this, and it overwhelms me with joy when I see it. Just cause I'm like,
Thank
there she go.
you.
Look, she about to give it. And especially the presence that y'all have, but also not being a big figure, meaning like you're small in stature. You're small, but as you come on the stage, you don't even see the stage no more. That's how big you become.
Oh, wow,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. Y'all, like, there's a few people that I can put names on that is like, oh, when y'all come to stage, it's like, oh, it's so dainty. Look, she's so beautiful.
Man, Kari, she a little person.
Yes.
But baby, when she get on that stage, she is
so
a
you see what I'm saying?
dog on
Right.
that stage.
Oh my goodness. And it like that can be when y'all have those moments that, especially you, like if somebody was in the process of going to the bathroom at the time, and mid stride, as soon as you start talking, boom, who is this?
I love that.
Hold on. I'm coming back. Let me sit down real quick. Put that one finger up. Let me sit down. Go ahead, baby. I see you. Yes,
I
yes.
love
You
that.
you have that presence, and like that. I just the performance that I see, especially with the poetry community in Texas, in Houston. Like I've never seen this before. Like it's one thing. I've seen it in comedy, but it hasn't shot up as quickly as y'all have. Like because you only been doing this for
a
so
few
long.
months, and I tell people, I'm like, the generation that's coming up now into poetry is something different.
Yeah.
It's something special.
Yeah.
Like I would say I'm a part of the freshman class, so it's
Yeah.
a few of us that's in the freshman class. For me, the big three right now,
Yeah.
the J. Oh,
Nope,
it still
you
work. Okay, the J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake. For me,
Yes.
freshman class is me, Kari, and Saint.
Yeah.
Alex.
Oh my goodness.
Us three, like we are on
my
a roll.
goodness.
We're moving quickly.
Like if you had your Mount Rushmore to pick 3 or whatnot, that is y'all are killing it.
Man,
Y'all
Saint got the
are killing it.
bars. Kari got the facts. Cause she's going to read you to filth, and I got the theatrics. I'm gonna make you cry. I'm gonna make you feel something.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes,
So-
that's exactly what it is. Like goosebumps whenever y'all get up on stage. Like when Saint came to the first of the finals for the slam team, and she did a piece that I ain't never heard, but I'll be trying to be around just so I can hear all these pieces. She did a piece that I ain't never heard, and I was like, yo, I don't know what's going on, but the fire that has been lit up under the poetry
Was it
community.
the Natalie Nunn Chin?
I'm not sure. I think it was one where she was like I think she was like a robot. And yes.
You talking about bars?
Yes.
She killed that.
Oh my goodness.
I was all the way home screaming.
goodness.
I'm like, I know they heard me.
Oh my
I'm at home,
goodness.
but I know y'all heard me scream.
Yeah, I know you
when
heard
she
me.
came out with the different costumes and I'm like, we're just different.
Different. I'm
That's my best friend. That's my dog. But I'm her biggest fan.
yeah, and so that's the thing. That's the thing about the community down here is like we're all each other's biggest fans.
Yes.
Like that's why I geek out over when I actually get y'all on the podcast. I'll be trying to say so many good things, and then it's like they all fly through my head, and I'm like, you're here. Okay, we got it. All right. Okay, she's so good. All right, and I get so excited. This is like because of the potential that people have. It shows people the potential that people can have if you put forth the effort. Like especially when people give out time frames of what they've been doing. Like the dude that I just that I had here, Dre Poppy. He only been out in Texas for like 3 years. Already his fucking YouTube and shit has shot up there to where he gets called to do certain things.
That's
and it's
awesome.
like, that's what's up, son. Like
He worked from the bottom.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, you cool to talk to me? Yeah. Okay. And it's so exciting to be able to continue this podcast and have it be easier and easier the more and more I do it, because most of the time I still try to figure out who I do this for.
Yeah.
And why do I do it?
I appreciate this space. This space is so welcoming. I feel like I can sit here and be myself, like I'm just having a conversation with a friend. It doesn't feel intimidating. It doesn't feel like, oh, I have to be on my P's and Q's. Like, I really love the atmosphere of your podcast.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
a
you.
need.
Yeah, I've been getting that out. Like, I've been getting that a lot lately. That like people are easy to open up around me. And I'm like, that's
a gift.
That's good, because I don't notice how difficult it is for other people in other areas. I just recently did a show out in Lafayette at Club 337, and they one of the guys that was there, he was like, "Hey man, I listened to your podcast with you and Tyler," and he was like, "Man, it was a really good podcast. Like I've listened to many of things that Tyler has done, like with other people and all that." But he's usually stiff and he can't open up. He's like, for some reason, you was able to get him out of his bag, and I'm like, oh shit. No, I didn't. It was just I'm just being me and being a genuine person. But if I know somebody, I'm genuinely curious about that person. Depending on what my fan status is of them, I might know more than I do on most people. But I'm also genuinely curious on how they're maneuvering and how they're going about with how they're going about life and how they're making it for themselves. Because now that I have a child, I always want to know, like, oh nigga, is this the end?
How is that? How old is your baby?
He's 3 months.
Ooh. Is he sleeping through the night?
He's not.
Oh,
He not. Yeah,
that's the worst. But when he gets his sleeping schedule and everything, y'all should be. It'll get a lot better. Trust me, you'll get some sleep.
Yeah, because at this moment, I'm like, oh shit, did I tell her that I'm gonna be doing a podcast today? I think I did. And then I'm like, all right, I'm out. Where you going? Doing a podcast? Okay. And it's like, So that's one of the things that I gotta deal with now, because it's like I have to definitely schedule my time with how I maneuver now, just because, like, even though she's and all smiles and shit, I've been reading energy for a long time. Like, I understand what you feel like.
It's weighing on her, Does she breastfeed too?
Yes. Everybody does the same thing.
Breastfeeding is hard. And it's like they get so attached to you, they don't want anybody else.
Yes.
And then they get to a point, sometimes they don't even want the bottle. Like, she can pump, but they still don't want the bottle, so she's stuck with the baby.
He's gotten it to the point to where he don't want that bottle.
Yeah, it is difficult. They can transition. You got to keep working at it, but they can, because she has to get out. She has to live too.
Yes.
So,
yes, and I've been.
Y'all need alone time as well. So, do you have a support system?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we do. I got my parents down here, but she's new to being a mother, and it's just like, well, I mean, like, I'm new to being a daddy, but I've raised my nieces and nephews and such. So it's just, but from the incubator on out, I ain't never had to deal with it like this.
When did you move to Houston?
4 years ago.
Not you came out to Houston 4 years ago and you found somebody with no kids, and she found somebody with no kids.
Yeah. Oh,
wow.
Yeah. Oh, I talk about that
Blessing.
often. Yeah. A unicorn in these streets.
Yes.
Yeah, oh boy. I've had many people like, oh, you got good hair. Let's make babies. I'm like, that's not how this works, ma'am. Just because my hair's good, you already got 4. Like, why would you, put me in that predicament? Stop that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, nah, it's very rare. It's very rare. Pandemic relationships, basically. Found each other on a dating site on Hinged. Hinged.
I don't do dating sites.
Yeah, no.
I don't do dating sites, and I don't do poets.
You don't do poets? That's like you speaking from experience. It happened.
I'll say this.
I love it.
I'll say this.
Yes.
We're so good with words.
Yes, we are.
And you can use that for good, or you can use it for evil.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I love artists though. Like if you can paint, if you're a painter, if
you're not in my profession,
molder, if you
we don't do the same thing.
Not poetry though.
Bring your artistry
you too
this
good
way.
with them words playing.
Yeah.
I'll need to be the slickest one in the relationship.
I've had that. I've dated another artist, and it got to the point to where things were okay, but it would need to be okay at a balance. Like, if I did more, then like you would see the energy kind of shift. It's like, you doing this, you doing that. But if she did more, then she'd be like, well, I got to do this, I got to do that, and I can't be this, and I can't be that, and I can't be around here. Well, you not doing this, and you not. I'm like, well, hold on. Like, I didn't. Like, this doesn't need to be a competition.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, do your thing. I'm here to support. But understand that the way you're going so hard right now, it ain't gonna be like this forever. Things will slow down. And now they see that. And it's like, all right, I told you.
I mean, I would love that, because my favorite movie of all time is Love Jones.
Love Jones.
So I wanted my Darius Love Hall so bad. But I'm like, if I can get with an artist, it's still the same thing.
Yeah.
We're still creatives. You understand the process. You understand the flow state. You understand why. Don't talk to me right now.
Right.
Like, pull the car over.
Yes.
I'm pulling the car over. I got to get this bar out right now. Because it always happens when I'm in the car.
Always happen
when I'm driving. Always happen when I'm in the shower.
In the shower. I'm going to put a squeegee in my shower just so I can have a dry erase board or something. So I'm like, that's a good line right there.
I personally think it's a test to see, like, how you ask for this? Are you committed?
Are you committed?
Are you willing to get out the shower? Because I will.
Yes.
I'll pause everything. Hold on.
Yeah. You know,
type. Get right back in.
I think I know somebody that I think somebody was telling me that I think it's one of these rappers or some shit like that said, yeah, man, I got a fucking recording studio. I got a recording studio in my shower. He got like the whole setup to if he gets the inspiration, boop, he record while he shower.
I know that's right.
Oh my goodness! I'm like, I can't wait
to you every time.
Yeah, like that's where all the good things come. Like I spend so long in the shower because I'm disgusting, but also because that's when the best things come.
True.
I'm like, all right, let me make sure I got a towel so I can wipe my hands because I need to write this down right now. But also, I'm not about to stop my shower. But also, I need to write this down right now.
Yes.
It needs because it's the best thing I've thought of all day. I don't know why it's here in the shower.
That's the thing. That's how you know it's not us, because people always like, where'd you get that poem from? The poems choose us.
Yes.
I didn't choose the piece. It chose
vessel.
me.
Ooh,
exactly.
Ooh, fucking MC Liro. I think it was MC that was telling me this. He was like, shout
out to Liro.
He was like, oh, was it Drika? One of them. They was like,
both
man,
on the same
we're
accord.
just here as the vessel. So if that line that you got sent through your head, if you didn't write that down, that's in and out. That's why you forgot it, because the next person's gonna get it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Like, oh shit. When she put it that way, whichever one of them said that, because they both amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh shit. Like, that's for the next person now. Since I couldn't capture it at that moment, and why I can't remember it now, because the next person got it.
Oh my
God. That's a fun way to look at that. That is a fun way to look at that. I never thought of it
that way. And that has to be true, because I can't tell you how many times I've had a concept for something, and I just sat on it.
Yeah.
And months later, somebody else picked it up and they pushed it. I'm like,
what the fuck?
I did, do I want to say this?
Go ahead. How you feel?
Okay, so Star Spangled Banner.
Okay.
In 2016, I did a rendition of it called Band Spangled Star.
Okay.
And I pushed it a little bit, but I ain't just push it.
Yeah.
And in 2022, Jill Scott did a rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, and I was like, oh my God.
Oh.
I was like, wow.
How did you feel?
I mean, I love her.
Yeah.
And it honestly, instead of getting upset, I was like, okay, that's a lesson.
Yeah.
You know, when you pick up something, you feel it, because you can feel a hit. Yeah, you can feel when it's something that needs to be shared. Yes. Yeah. But I didn't push it. And it was like, okay, well, I know I'm within the same alignment as her. I gotta be. Mm-hmm. For me to tap into that same space she did, oh yeah, I'm going places. Yeah. That was confirmation for me.
Oh, you look at things like that and point it out as well. I also like to point out little bitty tidbits of confirmation in my life. Mm. Like, oh, why did this happen like this today? The coincidences that you don't expect to happen. Mm. Like the other day, rare coincidence. My wife wanted to get this barbecue pulled pork pizza, and it's only at a certain spot that you can go get it. And so it's a spot in Cleveland, Texas, in the Cleveland area. And so we went all the way to this area to go get this pizza. And as we get this pizza, we sitting down waiting for this pizza. Motherfucker, Danny Trejo shows up. All right, the guy, whoever, if you know him, if you don't, just look him up, Google him. Danny Trejo show in a random area in Texas, and I'm like, why is this happening, and why is this happening to me? Yeah, right now, in a random, just the most randomest of things, and it's like, I'm where I'm supposed to be. Yes, that's kind of how that feels, you know, because any other situation like that was the only thing that we were doing that day, was to do that, and we ain't never been in this place ever. And so just how everything got put together, and then that happens, and I'm like, huh. I
call that God blowing kisses at you. That's him blowing you a kiss. Like, you're on the right path.
In the pocket.
Mm-hmm. You need those sometimes.
Yeah, you do. Just those little bitty confirmations. Just like, oh no, keep doing what you're doing. Like I ran into. I didn't run into him. I went to one of Ali Sadiq's shows, and one of his shows after the show, he does. It's not a meet and greet. It was just that he's such a nice dude that after the show he stopped and he greeted everybody as they walked out. And so like I walked out before and I seen him and I hollered at him and I was like, hey man, that was a good show, yada yada yada. He was like, oh yeah man, thank you. Hold on, stay right here for a second. And I was like, huh? All right. And I stood there and he greeted everybody that came to the show. Everybody, once everybody left, he was like, all right, now what's happening? And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I was just coming to say, hey, but now we about to chop it up.
Oh, wow.
Okay, yeah. And he talked to me for a good little 20 minutes. And I'm like, this is amazing. Thank you. And I say that to say this. Like, I went to the Poetry Lounge for the first time when I first got out here, and I was like, oh, this is dope. Boom. I didn't feel as welcome just because I'm different, and I get that. So it discouraged me from continuing to go on Sundays and such, but also Sundays be for the family, and it's like I can't. I got work Monday, and I don't want to be out all late and shit on a Sunday. So, you know, I didn't go as often. So I went that first night, I showed them, boom, silly poetry. This is what I do, you know, it was received okay. I went other times and it's like, all right. But I remember the next time that I was debating if I wanted to go or not. And I was like, man, damn, I'm not getting the love that I want over there, man. Fuck that. And you know, I was discouraging myself to where I talked myself out of going. And as I talked myself out of going, I'm watching people's stories and feed, and I'm like, yeah, man, I'm glad I didn't go. And then as I see on the fluent one, his feed, fucking Ali Sadiq goes up and does a set, and I'm like, yo, I damn near pulled my hair out. I was like, what the fuck? Like, my stupid ass is sitting here because, pouting.
Because you're not everybody's audience. Oh, well.
I know. Till this day, I'm like, I still kick myself in the ass about it. Because he was like, "Nigga, I'm be looking for you." I'm like, all right. And that's when I was out in LA. And so, you know, him and Seven know each other personally. So it's just like, all right, and if I was able to go there and be like, hey, comedy poetry, you know, boom, 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 yada, 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 we chatted it up, nigga, remember me? You know, shit like that, that would just been like the icing on the cake, but
I hope it come back around.
Yeah,
I hope it circles back around sometime.
Usually it does.
At some point.
I've there's a few people that I've been in the vicinity of. Like, if we just go, I'm gonna just name drop just cause it feels good when I get to do it. But before Tiffany Haddish made Girls Trip, they shot that down in New Orleans. And so, you know, I'm a comic from New Orleans, and that's where they were doing. She would go around and do sets in certain places.
Oh wow!
And me being a genuine person, like, we became friends.
Aww.
And so it was like, you know, from there, it was like, oh, cool. But this is before Girls Trip, so she didn't pop just yet.
Yeah.
So after Girls Trip, that's when things blew the fuck up.
Right.
And that's when you would see her more, and people were like, just call Tiffany, y'all friends. I'm like, we're not friends like that.
Right.
I mean, I guess we're friends, but we was friends enough. She was like, hey, if you got anything, call me.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, cool.
But you want to make sure when you call,
yes,
it's not just know anything.
Yes, yeah.
That's your one.
I don't ever have to call or anything like that. But the reason I knew out because I fanned out on her. Like, I would listen. I've been listening to podcasts before I even started doing comedy. So she used to be on podcasts, and I'd be like, oh, I know you from here, and I usually know a lot of exclusive people because listening to the podcast, it brings you into that world.
Right.
And so knowing her before getting to meet her, then actually getting to meet her, and then when I meet her, I'm like, oh, you did this, this is what happened. Oh, I love when you did this. She was like, what? And then we just hit it off from there. And so, like, to be able to know that I had that connection and it was genuine, it's like, you're on the right path. Just, you know, stay where you at, because eventually that comes back around. Like, eventually I saw her again after that, and I was able to go in and do shows in front of her and such. And it's just like, oh, okay. And she's like, I see you. I remember you. Like, so running into certain people and knowing certain people, it is very exciting just because it's like, all right, my foot's in the door. I'm not in, but I can peep through the peephole.
Yes. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah. I'll peep through the peephole. I see you. Wait, hey, they can't let me in yet. They say I'm not of age. I got a few more years. But once I have my birthday, bitch, I'm in this thing.
Look, I'm in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I'm in the parking lot. It's coming. It's coming. And what's crazy is a lot of the things that have happened already in the first quarter of the year, I put on my vision board last year for this year. So participating in Bars Fest, being a part of a slam team, a lot of different things I wrote down. I'm like, wow, it's like it really happened that quickly. Because when they called me for Bars Fest, I was like, hold on.
What?
Me?
Man.
No, me. Like, I think I can whip something up. I'll see what I can do. I was like, Logi?
Oh.
She another freshman. I forgot about Logi. She another freshman that's on fire. I was like,
I was like, when the new pieces that she's worked on that I've heard, I'm like, yo,
she's different.
Y'all are beastly out here.
She's amazing.
And,
shout out to Logi.
Yes. Like, usually I've been around areas where you can see mediocre shit and you can see shit where it's like, oh, you really thought that was good? You know, there's people out there that have this delusion of grandeur to where it's like,
it's ego.
I got this.
You doing this out of ego. Like, you're supposed to be a carpenter.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be in the ER doing surgery. You're at Avant Garden doing poetry. Why are you doing this to us?
This is not you, sir.
This is not your calling, you, sir.
Yeah, but when you see, like, and it's more than not that you have people that are really good. It's like, oh, you going somewhere with this. Like, this is definitely gonna be able to take this somewhere, because I mean, there's a lot of people in this scene that have the potential just to be able to do something on their own and still have people come. That's I don't get that often. You don't get that in many comedy scenes.
Man.
Like, you'll see people, like, especially what's going on in Austin with the comedy scene, and like, I don't even know what poetry look like in Austin. I don't even care. Right. You know, but when it comes to comedy, like, people go out there and it's like, yeah, man, there's a lot of motherfuckers out there and all of them are trash. All these niggas out here trash, just taking up space, breathing in the wrong air. And it's like, I feel that. But everybody wants to get that notoriety from that one thing that they think is going to pop them off into fame, and they doing it for the wrong reasons.
And we can always feel it.
Yes.
We can always tell.
Yes. You definitely know who's doing it for the wrong reason. It's like, you don't have your passion or the heart into this. And I hate seeing that.
You didn't encourage me. You didn't inspire me. You didn't uplift me. I didn't feel anything.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That's basically how LA was. LA was that. And that was another reason to where everybody was like, Kyle, you don't seem happy. It's like, I'm not happy because I seen behind the curtain. Nigga, I know what eyes look like now. Wow. And eyes, this nigga Richard Pryor back here pressing buttons. Like, that's not what I thought this was gonna be.
Right.
Yeah, nigga, this shit was so ugly.
Oh my God.
Yeah, a lot of people just standing around hoping that this one person makes it like that. I went out there because of one person that told me to come out there. It was like, that was my freshman year. Like, before I even went to college, I went to the university to check it out, basically. So my other homie, since I'm dropping name, Punky Johnson, she was like, nigga, you come out here, son. When you come out here, you can stay at my place. Fucking go ahead and check out the scene. Yeah. So when I first went out there, I checked it out, and I stayed with her for a week. And then I was like, fuck that, I'm moving out to LA. I moved out to LA. Now I'm in the fishbowl. I'm not looking on the outside the fishbowl. You know, when you're looking on the outside, people put on a facade, be like, oh, look how good it look inside the window. We having fun over here. And then when you get in that bowl, people like, you inside now? All right, nigga. Psych. Holla. And, you know, it just dispersed. And it's like, what is this? I'm like, nigga, I'm going to take what you got going. I'm going to take what you got, and I'm going to go over here with it. And you ain't going to do nothing about it because nobody know you.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of that. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of people that don't give a fuck to go ahead and try. There's people that just waiting for this one person to make it so they can go ahead and follow. Those yes men that's like, oh, you want a water? I can get you water. You want a beer? I can get you that beer. It's like, nigga, you a comic too, right? Yeah. But, you know, I'm out here to support.
They don't believe in their own talent. That's crazy.
Yeah, and I was like, once I seen all that, once I felt the energy and the succubi that were out there just trying to take from other people, I was like, no, I can't do this.
I wouldn't have made it 5 minutes.
No, that 9 months was it. That was all I needed to be able to be like, nigga, don't come out here. Like, it's beautiful, but you know, it took me to have to go out there to come back and be like, nah, nigga, that ain't it. That ain't it. I know they told us. But
what did it birth in you? Because 9 months is prophetic. So what did it birth in you?
It birthed in me that not everywhere is what you're told. You know, things change, seasons change, and you know, basically it birthed them that I have to carve my own path. You know, regardless of where I'm at, like do my own thing, because everybody out here is trying to do what somebody else is doing, not their own thing. And so I'm like, oh, as long as I come out here and do what I do, right, like people are gonna gravitate towards it regardless. And basically that's where this podcast started, and that's now it's taken off to the point where it's like, oh, we fucks with what you doing because you are genuinely doing what you like to do.
Exactly. Authenticity wins every time. Yeah. All the time. Yeah. You know what? I want to ask, because it's so many great poets, right? So why did you choose me to be on the show?
Accessibility, I would say. But also fresh in my mind of who I see is doing like exponentially well.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like from when I first seen you to what you're doing now, like it has been a huge jump. From like I like I have a friend that passed, and he had an eye. It's okay. He had an eye for talent. He had an eye for like being able to pick out somebody that's like, oh, that person's good, but that person's going somewhere. You know, so he was able to do that. And so basically this is kind of like what I like to do, just because not everybody gets the potential. Like I always say, there's still a lot of Jordans in the hood that ain't nobody seen yet because they still in the hood. So how are you gonna be able to get that Jordan out the hood if you don't bring them to the forefront? Right. So it's just like I see the potential in people that are beyond the needs of just being regularly good. Right. Like, oh no, this person's exponentially good. Like, this person I need to talk to because I always want to know how their brain works and what they think about, and like what made you write this piece, like what goes through your mind when pieces like this are written, like how is your day-to-day, how is your upbringing, like, you know, because all that plays into factor of what makes a person who they are. You know, their personality is not built overnight. Like the personality is molded through time. And so for somebody to be able to come and express their feelings on stage, that comes from time and time of just being molded into who they are. And so that's very interesting. Thank you.
I love that.
Yeah. And so that's what stands out to me the most. And usually I try to The thing is, I try to catch people before they blow up too much.
I see.
Because it's difficult.
I see.
It's difficult. I'm like, oh, let's catch her before she blow up, and I'm not gonna be able to catch her after that.
No, I was always gonna come to this podcast.
Oh, okay.
I always was. I'm not gonna lie. I manifested this because a couple of weeks ago, you had someone here, and I'm like, she don't even do poetry no more. Why didn't you reach out to me?
Yes.
And literally a couple of weeks later, you was in my inbox. I'm like, come on, manifestation.
Come on. That's what I'm talking about.
I complained a little bit, but it still came in. It still came in.
The same thing. She was like, I manifested this. I was like, God damn it, Kyle, just pick me. I know you. And then right after that, you had hit me up. And I was like, yeah.
That's how it works, son.
Oh, good. Good. I guess we both be on the same manifestations. Because in my head, I'm like, all right, I need to get there. I need to get some more people on here. And you know, me being an equal opportunist an opportunist person. I don't want it just to be comics or comedians or or just men or just women. I need a plethora of people that think outside of the box.
Right.
Like because like we're all artists and everything. Like I have a partner that I want to get on the mic, but he's an electrician with me. He don't do nothing else. But I went to his house and I see what he does on his off time, and it's like, oh, nigga, you could do anything you want in. Like he draws, he welds, he does a whole bunch of shit. Now, to say that he's not chasing the dream, he is his dream. Like he's made it. So it's just like, oh, I definitely want to know your thought process behind what makes you do what you want to do. That it's always interesting to me to see how people get to where they are and what they got to do it.
Right, right.
Yeah.
That interests me too. I watch a lot of podcasts due to that reason.
Yeah.
I love learning how people's brains work, how the minds work. Like if poetry didn't pick me, I definitely would have been into psychiatry. In some kind of way, psychology in some kind of way, because that interests me a lot. I
never would have known where this is gonna go or what trajectory I was supposed to take when I did this, just because as I first started, before doing comedy, I listened to podcasts, and I thought that in the beginning I thought it needed to be something that captivates people, something that people can learn from, or it's still a learning. You can learn from it, but it's not nothing that you have to take notes on. Like I thought I had that do something like a gimmick or some shit like that. But when it comes to people just being genuine and being able to talk about how they feel about their profession and what they're doing, that is also helpful, because like the people that I know are people in my field that we're entertainers, so we all have the same mindset. And the more people I meet, or the more people I meet are more entertainers than anything else, than just normies. We're not normies. Yeah, so we have a different way of thinking, and so if I can go ahead, the people that I do reach out to, or who this reaches out to, are people of like mind. So it's just like, oh, no, we're good. Just keep doing your thing, even though you don't get the feedback that you want. It's not an instant feedback that I get, but I do get the feedback from like situations like that. It's like, I don't think I manifest this. And so I was like, if you don't get me, and so that makes me like, oh no, you keep going, keep going, you're good.
You're right in alignment for your assignment. Yeah, for sure.
Alignment for your assignment. That's awesome. Yeah, right on time. Feels good. And then having this little fucker, this whole little camera situation.
Oh, it's not little at all. Yeah, he has the hook up. Yeah. Okay, when he got to doing all this and stuff,
we serious?
Podcast.
Yeah. Like it's gradually gotten my subscribers, and like, share, subscribe. Anyway, it's gradually gotten my following up slowly. I'm like, oh, okay, people are watching. Like, it's one thing for people to listen, but it's also another thing when people get to watch. Yeah. And then when people get to watch, they get to see. They get to see you as you are, your personality. Like, it's one thing to hear it, but it's another thing to see it, and it's more comfortable for people to watch something like that.
And I love that for entertainers, because a lot of people forget we're human. Yeah. A lot of people think that we're just on this stage with this figure, and like a lot of times I struggle with that, because one of my pieces that a lot of people like that I perform is called Lonely. And in that piece I go to a dark place, and I'm really sad when I get off stage, and I'm really sad when I have to go to that place. And it's like I'm getting off stage, and a lot of times I'm crying, and nobody's hugging me. Nobody's asking if I'm okay. Nobody's worried about the poet, because I'm just here to entertain you, right? That's all I'm here for. Like, a lot of people forget we're human. So this does remind people we have a personality, we have a life, we're real. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I love opportunities like this.
That is the real genuine reason why I do this, just because I do need Like, because it's one thing, because I'm not a person that's always putting content out. So for me to be able to do this is an hour of me sitting down talking to different people. Now you understand what my personality is. Now you understand that I'm not just this person on stage. I'm also this person when I'm off stage. I'm also a person that likes to stray in the corner because I'm shy.
Yeah.
You know, I might not seem shy as I'm on stage in the persona that I put on, but when I'm not there, you know, this character also, I morph down into somebody. It's like the Incredible Hulk and Bruce Banner. I'm Bruce Banner when I'm not on stage no more. You know, but when I'm on stage, I Hulk out.
Yeah.
You know, you wouldn't like me when I'm angry, but also you probably really like me when I get silly.
Right.
So it's just like, this is me on stage, but when I'm off stage, I'm just a mild man of Bruce Banner.
Right, and I may come off as a beast on stage, but I'm really sensitive.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really a lover girl.
Yeah.
I'm really like, oh, that hurt my feelings,
Yeah.
you know? But people, they like, oh, she did that. And y'all don't see me crying? Like, damn.
No,
Not a tissue?
not the performance you give. It'd be like, those are hard-earned tears right there. Those tears taste like liquor. Those tears that's a vodka tear.
Gosh.
She's strong. She don't need no hugs. It's like,
Exactly.
I'm vulnerable right now,
You
people.
know.
Just, no, I understand the performance was amazing, but a hug would be nice. You know? Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
okay. I mean, I guess it comes with it.
Yeah, it comes with
with
the
it.
territory. It does.
Because a lot of comics, if you actually listen to what they're saying, there's some dark stuff in there. There's a lot of trauma that they're exposing about their family getting abused. And you're laughing the whole time, but he just said his father was abusive to him. He just said his mother was an alcoholic. He just said, if you're listening. So it's like, wow.
Lots of comics are very, very much so traumatized. My homie, shout out to Mark Stevens, he has a very dark side. He's hilarious as a motherfucker, but like you can tell if it's not going well for him, that dark side will slip out like it ain't shit, and it's like, nigga, where did this come from? Like, I feel you. Like we all go through that. Like I try to keep that dark side bottled up.
Yeah,
because
I write mine out.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it all on that stage. That's why I'm breaking my back and everything. I'd rather break my back than end up in the asylum.
You see that pile of bullshit? I left that there. Here, sweep that up. I don't want that no more. That's not on me.
I got this new piece. Once I memorize it, I titled it Brandy Webb.
Brandy Webb.
You seen Thin Line Between Love and Hate?
Yes.
Yeah, I titled it Brandy Webb, and it's on some of that. And I'm like, ooh, I get to write it out. I don't have to go to jail.
Right.
I can just write it out and
there you
perform
go.
it.
I feel
and
that.
get the same release.
I knocked the windows out of his car. Hell yeah. I've had pieces to where it's like I wanted to shit on somebody. I've been trying for the longest. I've been trying to write a piece where I'm shitting on something, and it's just a whole bunch of me saying very mean shit. But every time I write it, I don't know where it goes, and then I can't see it no more. And I'm like, why was I even writing that? I don't know. Sometimes things come to my head to where it's just like I need to get this off my chest real quick. Let me just get that out there. Nobody might ever see it,
Right?
But let me just, because for some reason these words keep appearing in my head,
Right?
And it's like, all right, here you go, throw that out there. I got it out. Can we stop thinking about it now? Like, all right, good, yeah, because. Those bothersome fucking poems that just need to come out.
Yes.
It's just like, all right, I regurgitated it. Can I move on to something else now?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Those weird feelings, man. It's crazy to have a mind that like us, because it's just like, I just wanted to calm down sometimes. Sometimes I just wanted to shut off.
Right.
You know, and
it keeps filtering its way through. I'm like, okay, let me go on there and write. I don't even know if I'm gonna put it in a poem, but let me just write this bar down.
Right.
Because clearly sis is not done tapping my shoulder. Okay, let me go ahead and...
Let me get in here. Oh, good. All right, we've came to the section of the show where we go ahead and get to break down the monotony of things, and we play a game of choices.
Okay, cool.
Okay, all right. Now you got 4 options and 4 choices. All right, you got to be one, raise one, sell one, and have relations with the other one.
Okay.
All right.
Be one, sell one, have one, raise one, or relations.
With the other. Right. And your choices are mermaid, a mogwai, a Mexican, and a manatee. A mogwai is Gizmo, if you don't know what a mogwai is. Remember Gremlins? The movie gremlin. the cute one, not the gremlin, before it becomes a gremlin.
Okay, so I want to raise the gremlin.
Okay.
Because I think I can ensure that you're not angry.
Yeah.
Write your feelings out.
Sure.
Here's
okay.
a journal. You don't got to eat everybody.
That's a fun way to look at it.
You know? Okay, buy one?
Be one, no. Be one, raise one, sell one, relations with the other one. Yeah. Yeah. So
This is so
one.
terrible.
Yeah, what you selling?
I'm gonna sell that other creature, not the mermaid. What was the other one?
The manatee?
I'm gonna sell that.
Okay. That's cool. Get rid of it.
Okay. I'm gonna be a mermaid.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have relations with the Mexican. Why?
Okay.
Because I'm a mermaid.
Yeah.
What are you?
That.
What are you doing anyway?
What are you doing?
I have a tail. I don't know what relations would be. We just gonna swim around. I don't know.
It
But
depending on what type of mermaid you are. I always give out the options that there are more than one. Halle Bailey is a mermaid. You see what type of situation she dealt with, right? And
True.
She had feet after a while.
see, I have this theory that Ariel, like, she just wanted to get clapped. That's why she got out that water. For real. She wanted to have that experience. It was worth it for her.
It was worth it. You also got Jason Momoa. He's a mermaid as well.
True.
So, it all depends on what type of mermaid you want to be. You can date some of these mermaids. You can go full force. Some of them like, nah, man, you can't have fish body and just human legs and shit.
Yeah, you gotta
okay.
pick a side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's been good. Okay, hey, man, true. Let everybody know where they can find you at.
Yes, y'all can find me at True the Poet on Instagram. I was gonna do a TikTok, but I heard they were shutting it down. How true is that?
It's good because TikTok is the devil. It's like Walmart. It's cool. A lot of people made like lots of money and fame off of it, but it is genuinely the devil, to where it's like, I just wanted to get off TikTok and now I've been here for 5 hours looking at these fucking random videos.
That's true.
Yeah.
But follow me on TikTok though, anyway, because I'm gonna start doing story times and stuff, and y'all.
Oh, that's fun.
Stuff I've been going through lately.
Oh, that's fun.
Y'all gonna love these stories.
Hell yeah.
And then yeah, that's it so far.
Okay.
That's all I got going.
Okay, well, this has been Tell Me a Joke, the guideline to chasing the dream. I have been your host, Maniacal Menace. Cosman, say the whole thing like a pimp named Slickback. Like, share, subscribe, do all that shit that you're supposed to do. Comment at the bottom, man. Let us know how you feel about this. If you got questions about anything, hit me up at tellmeajokeyo@gmail.com. And until next time, keep dreaming, jokers. All right.
Bye.